Well, cities are taking action, there's no question. We've had many years of national leaders not making commitments, kind of dragging their feet on the important action to fight climate change, and then the next steps on adapting our world to a new and more challenging climate.
But 70 to 80% of our pollution, our climate emissions, happens in cities, and 70 to 80% of the energy use happens in cities. So if we don't deal with our challenges at a city level, we're not gonna survive climate impacts.
This is MeetTheLiberals.com, where we expose the extremism of Mark Carney's Liberal candidates that the media just won't tell you about. Today we're looking at a Liberal star candidate in Vancouver Fraserview, South Burnaby, Gregor Robertson. The former Vancouver mayor isn't just a washed-up green crusader. He's a walking case study in foreign interference, anti-oil activism, and globalist collusion. Let's start first with his war on Canadian energy. Robertson didn't just oppose one pipeline. He built his entire brand on attacking Alberta's oil and gas sector. Robertson opposed the Trans Mountain Pipeline expansion. In fact, he was a leading voice against Kinder Morgan's expansion of the Trans Mountain Pipeline, calling it a massive threat to our coast and not worth the risk to our environment or economy. Those are direct quotes. Robertson intervened in National Energy Board hearings to formally oppose the project. Now, when the Trudeau government bought the pipeline for $4.5 billion, Robertson said it was, quote, appalling, and accused the Liberals of, quote, massively increasing climate pollution. In reality, the Liberals just increased the cost of the pipeline by 700% by nationalizing it rather than enforcing the law so the private sector could build it. Robertson is also tied to the Tides Foundation and anti-oil foreign activists. Robertson's party, Vision Vancouver, was backed by environmental groups connected to the Tides Foundation, a U.S.-based organization that helped fund the campaign to landlock Alberta oil. Tides, through intermediaries like the Dogwood Initiative and Forest Ethics, financed legal challenges, PR campaigns, and political pressure against Canadian energy projects while leaving U.S. and OPEC oil conveniently untouched.
Every day we're seeing devastating impacts. At the same time, cities are generating the majority of the climate pollution. So we have to take action in cities. The sprint is all about accelerating climate action in cities.
Robertson also tried to ban natural gas in Vancouver. Under Robertson's renewable city strategy, his council voted in 2016 to cut natural gas use by 70% by 2020, with plans to eliminate it entirely by 2050.
I have a goal for our city to be the greenest city in the world by 2020. I was elected on that promise over 5 years ago, and we worked very hard to advance our city's work on sustainability and being a leader globally.
Robertson was warned the policy would skyrocket heating costs and hurt restaurants and families who relied on affordable energy. The Canadian Taxpayers Federation estimated the plan would cost billions in retrofits. Robertson dismissed these concerns, tweeting that we need to, quote, phase out oil, natural gas, coal, plastics, and meat to stop climate change. But that's not the end of Robertson's extremism. He's also soft on Chinese foreign influence. While Vancouver was struggling with money laundering and housing speculation, Robertson called concerns about Chinese investment, quote, ridiculous. He took multiple trade missions to China, signing deals with state-owned entities like JD.com and the Shanghai government. His presence on Weibo, China's state-censored social media platform, was actively promoted, and his team used his girlfriend, Chinese pop star Wan Tingku, to grow his profile among Chinese users. Wan Tingku's mother, a Chinese Communist Party official, was arrested for corruption and faced the death penalty, but Robertson refused to comment. And on one trip to Beijing, Robertson made this stunning remark: "You can question how worthwhile democracy is in a lot of countries right now." And now, he's running for the Liberals under Prime Minister Mark Carney. Gregor Robertson is Mark Carney's handpicked Liberal candidate in Vancouver Fraserview, South Burnaby. The same Mark Carney who helped push financial institutions to divest from Canadian oil and gas while calling himself a climate finance champion. You know, They're the perfect team, an anti-energy activist with foreign backers and a globalist banker prepping to take over the Liberal Party. And let's not forget, this election is being held without implementing the safeguards from the Hague Commission on Foreign Interference. Coincidence? Hardly. Gregor Robertson isn't just cozy to Beijing. He invited them in while shutting Canadian energy out. He ignored middle-class homeowners. He killed energy jobs, took support from foreign-funded groups trying to shut down our economy, and now he wants a seat in Parliament. Are you going to let him? For Rebel News, I'm Sheila Gunn Reid. To learn more about the radicals and extremists running as Liberal Party candidates in ridings all across this country by Prime Minister Mark Carney, please go to meettheliberals.com.